What's up, everyone? My name's Danger Drums. I am a drummer here on YouTube as well as stream over on Twitch. I get asked frequently on my Twitch channel about electronic drums, so I decided to do a video here to talk about everything that I know to try to steer new buyers or anyone who doesn't really know too much about electronic drums more in the right direction. I'm gonna try to cover a wide variety of topics in this video, and I'll try to space it all up for you. This is the first video that I've ever done like this, so I hope you go easy on me. That being said, let's get going. Electronic drums have improved greatly over the last few decades and are now pretty useful for practicing, recording, and even performing live. Prices for e-kits range from $300 to $8,000. I know $8,000 is a lot, but you're usually paying for what you get with electronic drums. At $279, this Alesis kit might look appealing, but it won't work anything like a kit of higher value. For example, trying to learn your first drum beat on a kit where the hi-hat isn't working correctly could ultimately make it much harder just to learn. As a teacher who has struggled to teach students on these types of cheap kits, I once again urge you to try to stay away from them. Kits that are priced more in the $1,000 range are more kits that I recommend to start off with, as everything will be working correctly and will also have nice features that will ultimately you can grow into and will be a lot better for you to just have fun and play. As you go into the higher price range, you'll find that you will get better sound module, more pads which are bigger and better, and features that resemble a real acoustic kit. Pads most commonly come in three different types. Rubber pads, which are usually what come on lower end kits, mesh, which is what Roland pads are known for, and Yamaha's texture coated silicone or TCS pads. While rubber pads have a much more harder feel to them, mesh and TCS pads have a better give to them and a overall better feel, more close to a real drum set. Pads come with different amount of zones, meaning how many sounds that one pad can trigger. For instance, a pad with only one zone can only trigger one sound. All of my pads on my kit have 3 zones. All of them can trigger up to 3 different sounds. Modern day electronic pads also have the ability to play different velocity, which means the softer you hit, the quieter the sample will play, and the harder you hit the pad, the louder the sample will play. This goes without saying, but I feel the need to mention that more expensive pads work a lot better than cheaper pads in this situation. Mesh pads have tension rods and can be tightened and loosened, which is cool because for things like toms, you could have the smaller tom be a little tighter than the lower tom, just like it would be on a real drum set. I like this feature, although mesh pads do feel a little bit bouncy for my personal preference. This is why I do prefer Yamaha's texture-coated silicone over the mesh pads. Most e-kits come with a sound module, which is where the sounds that are being heard and stored are triggered and sent out to the audio source. Sound modules range from being super basic to almost a full-out computer. Starter kits will come with maybe 10 different drum sets and very limited options on what you can change and customize, and high-end modules will have thousands of sounds and endless capabilities of customizing. So you strike your pad, the pad sends a signal to the sound module, which then triggers the sound inside out through the headphones or speakers. Now, did you know this is not the only way to get sounds out of your electronic drums? I actually don't use my sound module for sounds at all. I trigger everything straight out of Ableton Live, running a third-party drum software called Get Good Drums, which sounds awesome. I'll also put all my gear in the description below, so check that out if you want. The SPDSX is a sampling pad which you can store your own sounds onto and then trigger with the pads that are on top of the unit. You can also plug in your own electronic pads into the back of the unit as an external trigger and trigger those sounds from that pad. So the method that I recommend is using third-party software. I think this is the superior way. Usually the sounds that come in this software is a lot better than sounds that come in modules, in my opinion. It does require a bit more technical setup, getting your pads to work perfectly with the sounds on the computer, since it's not intended usually. But a lot of the third-party software does come with presets for Yamaha, Roland, Misc kits, all the big names, so it's helpful. By the way, that music that you're hearing, that's my personal music. It's on all major streaming services under Danger Drums. Go check it out. I want to talk about sound dampening super quickly, especially with the bass drum pedal and the bass drum pad. Most people get electronic drum sets because you either have neighbors or you just can't make a lot of noise as much as an acoustic drum set makes. Which is a lot of noise. I have a neighbor who lives below me, so I've taken some lengthy steps to make sure that I'm not bothering anyone. One of these things that I've done is I've actually built a tennis ball riser, tennis ball floor. It's split into 3 different parts, I think about 24 tennis balls total. I used another YouTube video for reference, so check out that one if you're more interested in this. One other thing that I've also done is switched out my bass drum beater for a foam beater, and also put a piece of foam literally on my bass drum head. So it's just foam to foam contact. The kick is still picking up the sound, but this has greatly reduced any vibration going into the floor. On top of all that stuff, I also have acoustic foam all over my walls, just to keep it even more dead in my room. I want to talk about sticks really quick. I like to use sticks that are a little bit shorter on my electric kit. I think that just helps with the way that it feels, with the rebound that I get. Another thing to note about sticks with mesh pads, you want to use a nylon tip stick, because if it is a wood tip, there's a chance that it could split the mesh head and then actually cut it. Also, with mesh bass drum heads, you don't want to use a felt beater. This could tear up the mesh head. You want to use a hard surface, plastic or rubber or something like that. So that's all I have to say about electric drums. I probably missed some things, so if you guys have anything, please leave in the comments, let me know. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm going to leave all of my info in the description. Again, I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, playing live drums on my drum set, doing a lot of stuff with my lights, chat interaction points. It's a lot of fun. Come check it out. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.